that he can't directly touch you, he'll reach and try to touch your spouse. When the enemy knows that he can't directly reach and touch you, he'll try to cause something connected to you to go through hell. And there comes a time to where even with the grown ones, you got to make a phone call. Where are you? Not just where are you physically, but where are you spiritually? Where are you? What are you doing? What company are you keeping? Because I got to check in my spirit that something just ain't right. Where are you? As a matter of fact, while we're on the phone, matter of fact, while we text and say, don't text me. I don't know. Call me. Let me get a check in my spirit. I ain't got time to text a word from the Lord. I want to release it in your spirit with clarity. Even though you might not understand what's going on, but the Spirit maketh intercession. And the Spirit of the Lord will release an angel no matter where you are. You can be smack dab in the middle of a crack house. The Spirit of the Lord will release an angel and you can smoke all the dope you want and won't get high. Good. So even though we don't totally understand everything that God is doing, as we are obedient to Him, He'll show us as we go. He'll show us as we go. He'll bring us into an understanding as we go. Don't be afraid of their faces. Because you know, folk can make some funny faces at you. That's it. Your children can make some funny faces. Your spouse can make some funny faces. Don't entertain the funny face. Don't give in and get in the flesh. Just find that devil. And don't look at them while you're saying it. Because that's another door the enemy try to open. So this warfare is on another scale. And for some of us, we haven't gone this way before. But guess what? Just trust God. Just be obedient. And He'll bring you to an understanding as you go. Amen. Somebody give God a praise. Glory to God. I don't know if I'm going to get through all of this. Don't know. It ain't my responsibility to know that. My responsibility is to do what He say do when He say do it and trust Him for the outcome. I'm in a place right now to where I don't care what people think. I don't care what protocol says. I don't care if I don't do my Himalayas, my accolades, and all of those other lays. I don't care if I don't use proper grammar. I don't care. The only thing that I understand that God is in eternity looking into time, looking for someone that'll just be obedient to Him. Amen. He's looking for someone that will worship Him in spirit and in truth. See, when you get to the point where you don't care, God knows that He can trust you to use you in Walmart. God knows that He can trust you to use you around those peers that you used to be, really kind of intimidated by, really letting them know that you are a Christian. When you get to that place right there, guess what? God is saying, okay, now you are smack dab in my will. Now that friend that has been that's been the influence, I want to save them. And I want to use the preacher. I don't want to use the event. I want to use you to reach them. Thank you, God. Okay. Genesis 16. Okay. Verses 1 through 6. been chewing on this for a week, and I don't know what everything. You get to say amen. Those of you that might not know, Genesis is the first book. Amen. Now Sarai, Abram's wife, had borne him no children. Somebody say no children. And she had an Egyptian maidservant whose name was Hagar. So Sarai said to Abram, "See now, the Lord has restrained me from bearing children. Please go into my maid. Perhaps I shall obtain children by her." And Abram heeded the voice of Sarai. Then Sarai, Abram's wife, took Hagar, her maid, the Egyptian, and gave her to her husband Abram to be his wife. After Abram had dwelt 10 years in the land of Canaan. So he went into Hagar, and she conceived. Somebody say she conceived. And when she saw that she had conceived, her mistress became despised, or she belittled in her eyes. Verse 5, then Sarai said to Abram, "My wrong be upon you. I gave my maid into your embrace, and when she saw that she had conceived, she became despised. I became despised in her eyes. The Lord judge between you and me." And Abram said to Sarai, "Indeed, your maid is in your hand. Do to her as you please." And when Sarai dealt harshly with her, she fled from her presence. May the Lord add a blessing to the reading and the hearing of his word. I want to talk to you this morning for about 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30 minutes or so, if God said it. If God said it. In chapter 15 of Genesis, God came to Abram in a vision and told him not to be afraid of the king of Sodom in the area of him pursuing after him and defeating him. Abraham had just went and rescued prisoners that the Sodomites had taken captive, and Lot was among them. Remember the story? Abram had to go and rescue Lot. Well, not only did he rescue Lot, he rescued all the other POWs. And because of that, the king of Sodom told him, he said, "I tell you what, give me back the people, and you can take the possessions. You can take all the silver and gold. I just want the people." And Abram said, "No, it ain't going to happen like that." So anyway, he was afraid. And so in a vision, God came to him and assured him. God said, "Because I am your shield and your great reward. Don't be afraid." And Abram said, listening to a key word, reward, he said, "Lord, what can you give me?" Because Abram had already had wealth. He said, "What can you give me?" Saying, I don't even have a son. I don't even have a child. And the one who will inherit my estate is Eleazar of Damascus. Abram said, he said, "And you have given me no children, so a servant," somebody said a servant, "a servant in my house will be my heir." Then the word of the Lord came to Abram, and he said that this man will not be your heir. He said, "One from your own body will be your heir." And then he commanded him, he said, "Look into the stars." He said, "And see if you can count them." He said, "The multitude of the stars, your inheritance, are going to be just that. They're going to be to a point to where you can't even number them." Who would serve a God like that?